The type of fear of death I am speaking about is unhealthy and unnatural. However, the other type is completely natural. You just have to be able to differentiate between the two. The healthy type of fear helps survival in dangerous situations by triggering the fight or flight mechanism. Fear of death is an instinct that is strongly connected to the so-called life instinct that motivates survival and reproduction. But you are not really afraid of physical death. You are afraid of the death of the self. If your mind, yourself, could be uploaded to a computer, losing your body would not be such a huge thing anymore. If you had the possibility of living on like this, you would probably at least give a try to this kind of mental immortality. You are afraid of physical death because you identify yourself with your body. If you could somehow separate yourself from it, the fear wouldn't be there anymore. So what you are deeply afraid of is really the death of the person who you think you are. One of the main points of this lesson is that your personality is afraid of death, and not you. However, you are not your personality, you just think that you are. Before the age of 3, you were not afraid of death because you didn't have a personality yet. All your fears are coming from one fear. You are not afraid of scorpions, of heights, of flying, of violence, of snakes, or of darkness. You are only afraid of death. More precisely, you are afraid of the death of the ego. That is why some people are afraid of public speaking equally as death. If something goes wrong, the negative opinion of the audience could destroy the ideas about themselves. If you erase the fear of death, you can erase all of your other fears at once. All the small things, all the small worries shrink to nothing in the face of death. Death helps set up the priorities in life. Why worry about anything when in the end you will die anyway? Relax in the knowledge that everything is fine and everything will be fine. Only humans are aware of their own mortality, which causes an unsolvable riddle for the mind. The mind serves our survival, but it knows that the task ultimately will fail. The ego cannot even guarantee its own survival. Therefore, the mind comes up with different tricks that look like solutions, but they are all really illusions. The first trick is to try to forget about death and sweep it under the rug. That is why in everyday life, you feel as if you would live forever. Even when you meet death in some way, you feel sorry for the other, but not always think that you could be the next. Only when death really touches your being do you remember your own mortality. You remember the unsolvable riddle again. You feel the emotion that you wanted to repress so much all of your life. Any emotion you repress becomes even stronger. The repressed fear of death starts to control your life without you even noticing it. When you repress death, you repress life too. Life is risky and dangerous, and you are afraid to lose it. So you choose a boring but secure life instead. You become afraid to lose your loved ones, so you prefer to suppress your love in the first place. By avoiding death, you are avoiding life too. You close yourself into a safe prison that defends you from both life and death. In the rare moments when you face death, you also glimpse how life really is. You feel the awe, the mystery, the preciousness, the sadness, and the happiness of life. Life is bittersweet because what we get is taken away. We can only really value life when we see its end. My most important teaching is to face death to live fully. By getting to know death, you will get to know life too. And by getting to know life, you won't be afraid of death anymore.